Okay, you're on.
Hi, welcome to Treasure Coast Corals. I'm Chris, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about drilling a tank. Now, before you drill a tank, you really want to make sure that you're not drilling tempered glass. And there's a couple different ways that you can determine whether your tank is tempered or if it's just flat regular glass that will actually char. The best way that I have found is to actually look down the side of the glass. Right here I actually have a piece of tempered glass, and it's very difficult to show on camera. But what you want to do is actually look down the angle of the glass, and you're looking for a little bit of a waving movement in there. And when you see that waving, the reason you're seeing that is that's when the glass is actually melted. It gives the heat gives it that little wave. And if you're looking down a tank that has not been tempered, then you won't see that waviness. It'll be more of a flat look. So what I did was I looked down this angle right here. I cleaned the glass really nicely, and I get the light correct, and then I just try to look for the little bit of shimmer that you'll see along the glass. And that's how I know that this piece is tempered. And you cannot drill tempered glass. It'll shatter on you. Trust me. Okay, so let's move on over here. I have a tank set up. A customer of ours asked us to drill a hole in this, so I'm going to demonstrate. It's a fairly easy technique to learn. I like to drill, if I'm drilling a hole in the bottom of the tank, I like to drill from the inside. The reason is I can simply fill it up with a little bit of water, turn it off, and then I don't have to worry about keeping the drill bit cool, because it's always going to be in a little puddle of water. You don't need a lot of water, but you do need enough so that the water gets circulated around and it just keeps the drill bit from heating up too much. Also, here's the key, the real key to drilling a tank, is to make sure that it's got something underneath there that's pressed up against the hole that you're actually going to drill. I use usually newspaper or cardboard or something that I can stack a little bit, and it has a little bit of compression, so it's sort of soft, but it also is pressed up against the bottom of the glass. This keeps the glass from chipping at the bottom, or it minimizes it at least. And that's where you're going to be putting your bulkhead through. You want to make sure that it doesn't have a lot of chips or a big chip in there, which might cause you a leak in the end of the day. So I put about 7 or 8 paper bags underneath there, and then I press this down. I'm going to put a little bit of water on this. I'll probably put about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of water. That's probably way more than I need. But what I'll do is I'll swish it around a little bit and kind of keep an eye on keep an eye on the circle as I'm cutting it. Hold on just for a second. Let me turn it off. Now the drill I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a standard cordless drill because it really isn't going to take that long to drill this. And I'm going to use a diamond bit that's it's made for cutting tile or glass. I don't find that you need a really high-end bit, just something that has the proper abrasion to cut through the glass. The key is to start slow, start on a slight angle, okay, so that you don't, because you really don't have, there's no center in a diamond circle hole saw like this. So you have to kind of start on an angle and just start very slowly. And once you've sort of got a little bit of a grip into the glass, you start to straighten it out, and then you just slowly apply a little bit of pressure, but not too much. And we're just going to go through this thing. And as soon as you start to see your paper underneath get wet, you know you've gotten to the end where you've got your hole drilled. So you pick your spot where you're going to drill it. Usually it's going to be in the corner or side. See how we're doing now. I felt like it was coming through a little bit. As you can see, there is a little bit damp in there. So this part up here has actually cut through, and so I probably need to apply a slight amount of pressure on the lower side to try to even out so that the circle is level when it goes through. Okay, here's a little frag plug, and as you can see, it's not 100% perfect, but it's certainly acceptable. It's better than a cracked or broken tank, and it's now ready for a bulkhead. And that is how you cut a hole in a tank. Thanks for tuning in, Treasure Coast Corals. I'm Chris. See you later.